Okay, I thought before starting to install the SW-Motech PRO side carriers to the R1300 GS Trophy, I would go and lay out the parts as listed here, from all the bolts and brackets on a couple of pieces of paper. So that way, when I'm following the instructions and it refers to a part, I can just go to that number and grab the required part. So I've just labeled them exactly as they're labeled here, 1 through to 15, and I put them on a couple of pieces of paper with numbers, so that should make my life a little bit easier during the installation. Okay, so for the installation of SW-Motech PRO side carrier pannier racks, which are these, onto the BMW R1300 GS Trophy X, you will need the following tools. So you will need a 5mm Allen key, a 6mm Allen key, a 5mm Allen key, a Torx 40 bit, and a torque wrench. I have already installed the right hand side just to make sure that I knew what I was doing. It was pretty straightforward, quite easy. Happy to help anyone do it. And then now I'm just going to record the installation on the left hand side. So you will see on the list here that there is a couple of bits missing. So there's 4 of these pieces and there's 2 of these screws, but because I installed the right hand side, they're not there. So I still use this list of the parts, and just to make it a little bit easier, as the instructions here would refer to part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it just makes it a little bit easier to I guess manage. Alright, so one thing I found out on the GS Trophy, I was going to remove the pillion foot pegs because I ride alone, I don't really need them. However, and there is a bracket that comes with the R1300 GS Trophy to support the exhaust here. Let me show you that bracket. It's this bracket here, which is, let me just open it, excuse me. So it's this bracket here. It's really nice. So it comes in here, and that supports the exhaust, so you can remove the pillion foot pegs. However, the SW-Motech uses the mounts that are on the back of the pillion foot pegs. Maybe I'll show you here. Where are we? Yeah, very hard to see, isn't it? But these here, the mounts, so you can't really remove them, unfortunately. So you have to stay with the pillion foot pegs. Alright, let me put this phone on the stand so I can start the installation. So the first action is to loosen these 2 rear grab handle bolts and remove them. So they need to be removed. Then these 2 brackets here, they're identical. They will be installed, one in this location and one in this location with the spacer. That's why these bolts need to be removed. They will not be used. There are bolts supplied with SW-Motech of the correct length that would take into account the spacer and the new washers. So those original bolts, save them, put them aside put them in the bag somewhere and save them if you ever want to go back to the original configuration, but they will not need to be used. So there is another bracket number 7. This bracket 7, this one here, will go behind, again with some spaces, behind the pillion foot peg, and it will sit like that. So as I can't do this with one hand, I will put the phone on the stand and we'll continue.